Whitney Wiley, and I hope you're enjoying my vlogs so far. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about my trip to Iceland and Ireland. This was my first time traveling there, so I learned a lot along the way. So I wanted to share with you all of my tips and tricks, just in case you decide to travel there yourself. So I'm just gonna give you a little bit about what I've learned and show some footage along the way. Also, if you see my little pooch behind me, that's Murray. Let me show you him. Here he is. This is Murray. Look, Murray, over here. Look, over there. Look. Say hi. He's a little crusty right now, but he's gonna probably be joining me in the video. Also, if you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I put up videos every week, so I would love to have you join the fam, and I would really appreciate it. So let's start off with tip number 1. Okay, so my trip started off from LAX to Iceland, and I flew with WOW Airlines. We were on a budget when we went to Iceland and Ireland. I actually got invited by my girlfriend who was going for work, and she needed some assistance while she was out there, so she invited me and a friend to come along. This was also an impromptu trip, so we hadn't set aside money to go on this trip or anything like that. So we flew through WOW Airlines, which was more of an affordable airline. I say that to prepare yourself. There were no TVs or anything on the back of the seats. It was a 9-hour flight from LA to Iceland. So I made sure to definitely pack with me all of the things I would need to sleep on the flight. So I actually made a video about what I bring in my carry-on bag, what I bring in my cosmetic bag and toiletry bag, as well as my makeup bag. So if you want to see those videos, I'll link them above. Please be aware with WOW that they do charge you per bag. So they charge you for the bag that you obviously check, and then they will charge you to bring just a carry-on suitcase on the plane. The only thing they give you complimentary is a purse-size bag, and they're pretty strict about the guidelines. Okay, so when we landed in Keflavik, Iceland. It kind of honestly reminded me of the desert. It reminded me of Arizona a little bit. There was not too much growing around. Instead of seeing sand and silt, it was more so solidified lava. But there's not really any trees or anything like that, or any plant life. It's just kind of barren, flat land. So we landed there. We only had a 16-hour layover in Iceland, although we still did get a hotel room. I would say that if you would like to explore Iceland, I think you probably need about 3 days to really explore Iceland. And if you want to just stop over and go to the main attraction, or one of the main attractions, the Blue Lagoon, then WOW Airlines provides a layover offer that gives you several hours in between your flight to somewhere else, so that you can actually spend a little bit of time in Iceland. That's basically what we did. And a lot of people were doing that with an even shorter layover than our 16-hour layover. Some people did it with about a 5 or 6 hour layover. But one of the cool features about that program is the Blue Lagoon actually offers a shuttle service from the airport in Keflavik to the Blue Lagoon. And you can basically just get off the flight, schedule a shuttle to take you straight to the Blue Lagoon, and then you can enjoy the services there and come back and catch your flight to head out to somewhere else. The next tip I will tell you about the Blue Lagoon is to make sure to make a reservation. So they say that on their website, but it is something that you should definitely follow. It fills up. We went late at night. I believe we got there around 8 p.m., which was one of the last times you could get there, and it was still packed with people. It actually is a pretty affordable option as far as activities to do in Iceland. I believed it cost us around $20, $25 for admission. They also have an amazing restaurant, which we didn't have time to eat at, but I would definitely check that out as well, because I've seen pictures and video and the food looks amazing there. Okay, so the next tip is the currency in Iceland. Be aware that the currency is the Icelandic krona. I believe I'm saying it right. There's quite a difference between that and the US dollar. Food and everything in general was a little more expensive than it is here in California, even in LA, which is a lot to say, and got a burger and fries, and it just started off at $20 for just a burger and fries. It is a little more expensive in Iceland. Be aware of that when it comes to buying drinks and food. Your flight to get to Iceland can be very affordable, but once you do get there, you will spend more money to partake in activities and to wine and dine. I did want to tell you about some of the other activities I wanted to do. Unfortunately, we didn't get the opportunity to go to the capital, which was Reykjavik, and get to look around, but I heard there's lots of shopping and dining and other things that you can do there. I also wanted to get the opportunity to see the Northern Lights, and here is my next tip. With the Northern Lights, there isn't a guarantee that you'll see the Northern Lights every single night. There's a lot of different tours that are set up where they'll actually take you out to a more remote area of the country where there's not so many city lights. So it'll take you out a few hours away and let you get the opportunity in the middle of the night to see the Northern Lights. But there is no guarantee that you'll see them because they're a natural occurrence. They don't happen every night. They do allow you to come out the next night if you didn't have the opportunity to see them the first time, but be aware that there's no guarantee. So I think they only allow you to come back one other time. So if you don't see them those 2 nights, then you may not get the opportunity to see them at all. Also, I just want to mention, I got this candy in the Keflavik airport. If you do see this, get it. It is absolutely delicious. I've already eaten half. It is Icelandic chocolate, and I got it in the flavor milk chocolate with toffee and sea salt. So if you're that type of person that likes the sweet and salty combination, this is one of the most amazing chocolates I've ever had. Okay, so the next thing we did was take a flight from Iceland to Ireland. It was about a 2-hour flight, so it wasn't bad at all. And we landed in Ireland and it was amazing. It was so astonishing how beautiful it was, so green, so lush, so pretty. We landed in Dublin. It kind of reminded me a little bit of our New York, our Chicago, our Boston, all kind of rolled up into one. There was tons of cobblestone streets and very eclectic cafes. It was just a really, really beautiful city. I loved all the architecture and all of the charm in that city. Okay, so next tip, where we stayed. We stayed at the Conrad Dublin Hotel, and it was the most amazing stay I've ever had. Everyone we met there was extremely nice, extremely accommodating. That is one thing that I can say about Ireland or Dublin in general, is that I was honestly so shocked at how friendly everybody was. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting for people to just kind of go out of their way to help you. And I was kind of shocked that people were like even more friendly than they were at home. I want to go ahead and say too that the Conrad service is absolutely A1. They do a turn down service every night in your room where they leave you waters and chocolates on your pillow. Next tip is about food in Ireland. So unfortunately, I didn't feel like I had the best luck with food. I had a lot of different like hot dogs, sausages, types of things, but I will say the best food that I had was at the Conrad Dublin. So me and my friends went downstairs every morning to make sure that we caught breakfast. They have the most amazing, I'll put in clips, the most amazing breakfast bar I've ever seen. It's complimentary with your stay there. They had the most, oh my gosh, if you go to Conrad Dublin, make sure to go and get the French toast. I don't even eat French toast, ever. I never order French toast. I'm more of like a pancake girl than a French toast girl, but the French toast is so amazing. I don't know what they do there. I don't know what they put in it, but I feel like it's like baked fresh brioche bread. They just make the most fluffy, light French toast. It's so delicious. And my mouth literally waters as I think about it now, actually. Okay, one of the first outings we went to was the Dillon Hotel, which was absolutely beautiful. We went there for tea. It holds a special place in my girlfriend's heart, so we had to go there. Absolutely delicious. We had 3 tiers of cakes and sandwiches and goodies. We had the most amazing tea as well. The brand of tea that they used was just so delicious. I had a mango tea. If you end up going, there was a mango fruitier tea that I had that was so good. That was also one of the best dining experiences I had in Dublin. I forgot to mention too that the Conrad Hotel had amazing dinner. We went to dinner there one night. The most amazing dinner. I had the fish and chips, which were so good. Like, they literally brought out the most gourmet fish and chips. I was expecting it to be a little more bar food, but it was absolutely delicious. My girlfriends had steaks and those were good as well. So 2 places on your list to visit for food, the Conrad and the Dillon. So next we spent the day sightseeing. We were able to see the Dublin Castle as well as other places around the city. It was really, really beautiful. We got a lot of photos. I just wanted to get as much in as I could. I wanted to see like all the cobblestone roads and all the old architecture. Okay, so the next day we were able to spend it at the Guinness factory, which is a Dublin must do. Everyone that comes to Ireland definitely checks out the Guinness factory, and it really is amazing. So I learned so much about the history of Guinness. We did a private class. We were able to learn a little bit more about the history of the beer, and then we ended the class by learning how to pour a pint the perfect way. So I have to say that now I am an expert at pouring a pint of Guinness in the perfect manner. And that course was called the Guinness Academy, by the way. At the very top, very, very top floor is a 360 view of Dublin, and it is a bar where you can go upstairs and get your free Guinness, and you can enjoy a pint and just walk around and catch a beautiful 360 view of Dublin. I will admit though, I believe we went on a Tuesday and it was packed, jam-packed. So I would make sure that you probably go during a weekday if you can, because I'm sure the weekends are even worse. So just be aware of that. Okay, as far as nightlife, we didn't get the opportunity to go out too much. We only went out one night and we went to Dicey's, which was absolutely hilarious. The legal drinking age in Dublin, I believe, is 18 instead of 21 like it is here in the States. It was just a fun, interesting experience. It's an indoor-outdoor type of club situation. They even sell hot dogs and hamburgers on the grill outside. So it was just a really fun, like, outdoor dance party that was going on. So I definitely say go to Dicey's, check it out if you can. As far as traveling around the city, my next tip is to make sure you have Uber on your phone, which most of us do. A lot of the taxis don't have credit card machines. They only take euros. If you do not end up having the right currency or enough currency to be able to get around town, then you're gonna be searching for taxi after taxi after taxi that has a credit card machine, which we often had to do. So it was much easier to just call an Uber. So make sure you have the Uber app on your phone and ready to go, because that'll be the easiest way to get around town. The next day we wanted to do some like sightseeing and super touristy things. So I would definitely suggest getting on one of those tour buses that take you all around the city. Okay, in Los Angeles, those Starline tour buses can be quite obnoxious when you're just trying to drive through Hollywood and get to your destination, but they have them as well in Dublin, and they're actually quite nice when you are visiting another city that you've never been to. So I definitely suggest getting on one of those tour buses. It's a hop on, hop off type of situation, which is amazing because you have the pass for the remainder of the day, so you can just hop on places, walk around, and then when you're ready, just wait at the bus stop and it'll be there in 15 minutes to take you to the next location. Another attraction that I think you should definitely check out is the Kilmainham Jail in Ireland. That was a really, really interesting tour that we went on. It gave us a lot of information about the Irish history and what they went through, and the jail is supposed to be haunted. We didn't encounter anything while we were there, but it was just really, really interesting tour to be able to see a little bit about the Irish history and see where people were actually held during the potato famine. One of my other tips that I would give to you is to make sure to bring a student ID if you are a student. I did notice that a lot of the different places we were going to actually offered student discounts, so things were a lot cheaper if you were a student. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching it. I hope I gave you some helpful tips and tricks if you decide to go to Iceland and Ireland. I'm totally in love with Ireland and can't wait to go back. I hope I was able to give you guys a little bit of information about it. If you did like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so you can catch the next one, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.